What's up, y'all? It's BJ here. I'm a wedding videographer, and today we are going to get into the camera that I use for my weddings. Let's get into it. So the camera that I've been using for all my weddings recently is the Sony FX6, and this thing has been a beast. It's not going to be a review. I'm just going to go into the build of it, what I use, what I like about it, and we'll go from there. The first reason that I bought this camera was because of the internal ND filter, which has been such a game changer for me, being able to have the exposure correctly exposed in sunlight, daylight, inside, anywhere we go. So a lot of it, while it really comes in for me to help, is the ceremony. The ceremony, sometimes you go from the sunlight to cloudy, from cloudy back to sunlight, and not having to worry about adjusting my shutter speed, my ISO, my aperture, just clicking that auto ND button and it fixes everything for me. There's been situations in the past where I'm shooting on my FX3, got the camera set up, and the sun comes out, the sun goes away, and everything's super unexposed or overexposed or underexposed, and I gotta go and change my aperture or my shutter speed. And with the FX6, I no longer have to worry about that. So the internal ND filters, super game changer. I've been using that every day, all day, every wedding. That was the really main reason that I wanted to invest and get this camera. Now let's talk about the ergonomics of this thing. So just the way it feels, I just like the way it feels in my hands, and being able to shoot that with the side grip, just fits right here, able to hold it just with one hand, and it tucks right in right here, just boom, point and shoot, good to go. I love all the side buttons on it. You got your ISO button, your shutter speed. You can change white balance, your gain from your channels. You can change it, the S&Q mode, your display, and then of course a lot of customizable buttons. You got your ND buttons on here to change from automatic ND or manual ND. So I just love the ergonomics of it. You got 3 record buttons. You have one on your grip, you have one on the top handle, and of course you probably can't see it, you also have one on the actual camera. So just the ergonomics of it was a huge win for me, because I was able to do stuff so quickly on the FX6 and not have to worry about it. So that was just that alone too, paired with the ND filter, was enough for me, and I was just sold on it immediately when I got it, felt it, and it felt great. Now I will say the menu, I had to learn the menu on it because it's not the regular standard menu from like the Sony A7 IV, or the Sony A7S III, the Sony FX3, Sony FX30. So that was kind of like overwhelming at first, because it's just a totally complete different menu system. But once you get it, it clicks just like that. Set all your settings, and I really don't even really go into it that much. Also, autofocus is great on this thing. Tracking people coming down the aisle, anything like that, the autofocus is super reliable. That's another reason why I love the FX6. So let's get into the lens that I use. So currently right now I have the Sigma 7200 f2.8 on it, but the main lens that lives on this for wedding day is the Sigma 28-105 f2.8, and I rock with that all day. I can cover anything from wide to tight. I can be at the ceremony, getting a wide angle from the back, 28, then punch in, get some foreground over someone's head, and be at 85, 105, whatever the case may be. And I just like the flexibility of that zoom to be able to cover all different angles. It's also sharp enough. I thought when I switched from going from prime to zooms for weddings, I was like, man, I'm going to lose my sharpness and all of that. Man, the Sigma 28-105, the zoom, super sharp, super realistic. I love it. And I don't want my image to be like crazy sharp, but it is still pretty sharp for a zoom lens. And yes, I know it's 2.8. 2.8 is still good. And the FX6, it has really good low light capabilities. I'm able to capture a lot of stuff at the reception. And 9 times out of 10, I have my lights at the reception. I'm running 2 Inline 300Cs, which is very powerful enough to light my whole reception up. But even if I don't have lights and I'm shooting at 12,800, it's really good in low light. Crank that up. And then I also have a second camera. There are 3 cameras at the wedding. So I do have a prime on one, 35, 1.4. So if I really want the really good low light, I can throw that or use another camera with 35. But the FX6 2.8 is just enough with low light capabilities to be able to use during ceremony and reception. Also, so when I bought the FX6, I wasn't using time code. after I got the FX6, I got time code shortly after, and I just love that it has time code capabilities, is time code input right here on the FX6. So I'm able to use time code, sync all my stuff up. I'm not gonna go into time code, that's a whole different video, but I'm just so happy that it has time code input and I'm able to use time code on all my cameras and sync everything up. So on post, click of a button, I'm good to go. All right, so also what shocked me was the weight and build of this thing. So I thought this thing was gonna just be like heavy. It's not. Like the actual FX6 camera, mad light. It's super light. Of course, after you rig it out, it gets heavy, but it's not heavy to the point like overwhelming, but it's heavy to like, oh wow, this is like really good stabilization now. So of course you're gonna have what I normally rock, 28 to 105. I have a bigger V-mount battery. It's a 212 small rig V-mount battery. Of course, the shotgun mic, your monitor, in that box. And I also use the Easy Rig. If you don't know what an Easy Rig is, I'll pop it up on screen right here. But I don't feel any weight. So even if this camera weighed 30 pounds, I would not feel the weight of the camera. So this, when I'm shooting on my Easy Rig, it literally feels like a paperweight or a feather. I can't feel anything, but the weight doesn't really bother me because of my Easy Rig. That's what I used to shoot. But even if I didn't have my Easy Rig, I'd throw it on a tripod or shoot handheld and I'll still be fine. So that wraps up what I use just to go over everything. I use an FX6, a 212 V-mount battery. I have the Sigma 28 to 105 lens, and then this is a Movo mic off of Amazon, but this is only used for scratch audio. I use the Rode NTG3 for all of my audio, and of course my PR2 recorders for time code. But I love my wedding day setup, the FX6. I don't feel like I'm going to need another camera for a while unless Sony drops something similar and it's maybe 6K, but I may not even need that, but we'll see. But that's my wedding day setup for my main camera, my A camera for my wedding day. If you guys are thinking about the FX6 or have any more questions about it, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.